We're live. Scott, we're live.
What? What's
We're
up?
live. Hi.
What's going on?
Yes, we're live.
We're live.
Yes, we're live. Hey,
We're live.
everyone.
We're live.
Yes,
Hello,
we're live.
everybody. We're live.
We are live, and we want to welcome you to the Lynn and Scott Show, where it's as we see it and as you see it, and collectively, we all see it a little different. So we're all different. We're all here, and we're super excited that you're going to
I was wondering what kind of Dr. Seuss spin you were going to put on all that.
You never know. But matter of fact, what we love to do most of all is we both love to live, love, and laugh. And today we're going to talk about finding humor in all things, because we know that life can be a little hard. Hey, Theron, I'm so glad you're here. We are super excited you're here. We're excited. We got quite a few people already here, Scott. So we started doing a little intro thing. We're going to be right back talking about finding humor in all things. And we got all sorts of different things to share with you. And we want to hear, and we want you to think about the things that you find humor and share with us. Sometimes it's the darkest places and the darkest things that we're in that you've got to find humor. That's the only way you're going to get through it. So we'll be right back right after this. Yay!
Grab your friends, find your enemies and make amends, and we'll meet in the middle. Take the pride and set it aside. My hands will build you a shield, and we'll solve the riddle. And we'll remember these times, we'll remember these times. Oh, 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 oh. And we'll remember these times, we'll remember these times. Oh, 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 oh.
Whoa, it's longer. I know you saw some goofy pictures.
I still want more. I mean, it's such a catchy little song.
Hi, guys.
Catchy little song.
Everybody's here. I'm just going to go through these again because I'm super excited.
Go say hi to everybody.
Everybody's here. Hey, Happy New Year's, you guys. We're so excited you guys are here. We got Theron, Sandy, Mama, Janet, John, and Janet again. So it's just super cool. Just so happy to see you guys here.
Well, thanks everybody for tuning in, and those of you who aren't commenting but you're still out there, thanks for watching. And if you're watching this at another time, remember, save your Tuesday nights at 7:30 so you can watch this live and participate. Lynn and I could talk for 2 hours. We could easily do that. We've done it before, but that's not the point of the show. The point of the show is to bring your comments into what we're saying. So we want to hear what you're saying. We want you to tell us that we're right, tell us that we're wrong, tell us that we're full of shit. It's okay. Just comment and be a part of, because this is as we see it, as we all see it. Just no hidden agendas here, folks. It's just about what we think,
Exactly. And by the way, I'm going to start plugging in. Christopher Rausch is on Tuesday nights, and he's usually later on Pacific time, which I'm going to pull him on a Tuesday, pop in here with us. So I'm going to get his schedule and get him on here too. So Tuesdays is a really good night for live streaming and being connected. Because, you don't go out on Tuesday nights, do you? You stay at home.
What do you do on a Tuesday? Tuesday's like a waste day,
Yeah,
I think, Chris, on the East Coast, for those of you out here in the beautiful Florida weather, which we're having right now, we're in a cold front right now, so it's a little disturbing. It was like 74 today, so it was really cold.
Hey, you know what? I hate to say it, but Scott Ricard, he's not here, but I saw he posted on his Facebook. He said, "Hey, you guys up north, your weather's drunk and it's in my backyard. Come and get it."
But if you're on the East Coast and you want to watch Rausch, Christopher, sorry, thank you. Yeah, so sorry. Okay. Christopher, I'm sorry, brother. Christopher Rausch, 10 o'clock on Tuesday nights. It's on here on this coast, the East Coast. So we'll share a link with him sometime or something. But he's one of those guys out there that tells it like it is. And it's one of those guys we like. He doesn't just say things to get a reaction out of people. He says things because that's what he believes. Yeah. And it's really important. So he's a good friend. I'm glad you introduced me to him, Lynn, because he's a good guy.
Yeah. That's the thing. We love all our podcasters. Everybody has a spin off of things. And the bottom line is where, reality is where it's at. And, we all change and different things are going on. But, sometimes it's just nice to hear it from a different person's perspective and, feed your soul with a little bit more insight or, change the way you think and, we get stuck in our stinking thinkings. And oh, there's Karen. Hey, Karen.
There's Karen. I have not seen her in like an hour.
Oh, she's been meaning to call me since like last year. No joke.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah. How many of those have you heard already? Haven't seen you since last year. Ha ha ha. Oh, my
no jokes.
It's that's the low-hanging fruit of jokes. We're not going to go there. We're not going to go there.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm going to be starting up my other show again on Thursday nights, by the way. The Scott's Guide to Surviving an Imperfect Life.
Nice.
Will be coming back on Thursdays. But anyway, no, we're not here to talk about all those other things, but we do support the podcast community. We want you to do it too. I mean, there's so much crap on TV these days. There's so much other things. I mean, I still like my shows like Survivor and stuff. And, I gave up on The Bachelor. I gave up on The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. I gave up on that because it's just.
Mr. Coachman from California is here.
Hey, Charles.
Cheers, Charles.
Happy New Year to you, brother. But watch podcasters. Check out local people. Check out people across the country. Lynn, it's like any topic you want, you can find it in podcasting, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Crime is a big one. Crime podcasts are big.
Yeah. Well, I think somebody I know, Ron White, he was mentioning that he met this girl that she's actually talking about. It's a podcast. It's not actually so you guys get out of the gutter or whatever. It's not live streaming, but she actually podcasts that, and I'll find the link and I'll post it in here later. She actually podcasts while she's cleaning house. And people are actually, and she's like, even now she's monetizing it, making like $400 or $500 a month.
Is it because people have like a fetish about watching somebody clean stuff?
It's not watching. Remember, it's a podcast. They're only hearing her. They're not seeing her.
See, all the podcasts I do are video podcasts.
Right.
Now,
right.
are they called? Are they called?
Those
live
are podcasts, and these are live stream that people also know as podcasts because we can convert these into podcasts, which I will be doing.
Right.
But yes, podcasts and live stream. It's just like, you got Kleenex, but then you got the generic tissue.
Well, wasn't there the term vodcast for a little while?
Vlog. No, vlog means it's a video blog as opposed to a regular blog.
VOD, vodcast. Instead of podcast, it was vodcast. I thought that was a term, and maybe I just made it up in my head. I don't know.
Well,
sometimes that happens.
Now you're thinking of video. You're thinking of video recording devices, video. You're getting into some other codes.
Okay.
So that's for another show.
Join our podcast that has video with it, people. I don't care.
It's like we're talking about CD and DVD and beta.
Yeah. My beta player still plays really good. It goes perfect with the 8-track in my car.
Well, good. Yeah, good luck finding somebody to repair that shit. Because that person.
Yeah, I know.
He's probably related to Betty White or something,
Oh, you brought up
speaking of Betty White.
You brought up the Betty.
I know, the Betty White, I love her. I thought it was a cruel joke when I started seeing people put on, rest in peace, Betty White. There was nothing humorous about the fact that I was like, this is a joke, right? Like, I could not even believe that she, but she's going to live on forever. But this is what I'm saying. Couple things, right? The fact is that, we should be celebrating and having all these things way before 100.
Yeah.
But also has so much videos online and she's forever living. We can forever see her whenever we want.
She is. And I think Ryan Reynolds said it the best she's someone who lived way too long, but somehow not long enough.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds said that. And to quote Betty White, which will go along with our show today, because I think it's really important.
Yeah.
They asked her, how is she still? I mean, they were interviewing her when she was in her mid-90s. She died at 99. She was 2 weeks to 100 people, or 17 days or whatever it was. But she died at 99, and somewhere in her mid-90s, they asked her, she was still doing shows like the Hot in Cleveland and the other shows. They said, how do you keep doing these things? And she said, that's exactly what she said. She said, rah, 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 rah. No,
the dogs pick up spirits. That's all I got to say. And I'm going to shut this off for a second. But anyhow, no.
She said that being able, the ability to laugh at herself and not take herself seriously is why she has lived so long and been so healthy. It's humor, it's laughter, and most importantly, being able to laugh at yourself and not take yourself so seriously. And I think that's something we've lost, Lynn. It's so funny that we decided this topic before she passed, but now it makes sense with her passing. That if you want to feel healthier, you want to feel better about your life, you want to feel good, you got to laugh more. You got to stop taking yourself so seriously. Do your work and put all your heart into it and do what you got to do. But at the end of the day, we're all human. Just laugh. Just laugh. We all screw up and do stupid things, right?
Oh my gosh, we laugh and do so many crazy things all the time. If we stayed stuck on what's going on in your life and not realize what's actually happening, or stay conformed to what you think is believing is going on or whatever. And I'll give you a quick example is I the other night I wake up and I hear my iWatch beeping, and it just keeps beeping, and I'm like, what the heck? And I'm half asleep, and I go to put it on the charger, and it's still beeping, and I'm half asleep, and I'm Googling why is my phone beeping, and it says, oh, it'll beep when it's all charged up. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm trying to sleep and it's still going, and I'm just so tired, and I'm like, go to sleep, go to sleep. So I sleep for a little bit, and I'm like, I'm going to take this iPhone or iWatch, and I'm going to take it to the bathroom, and I'm going to leave it there, and I'll figure it out in the morning. I almost call my friend Steve to figure out. I've had this thing for 4 years. I don't know why it's beeping at me. So I go to get the watch, and I go to get up and go take it to the bathroom. And I realize, and this is the funny part, I realize it wasn't that. Folks, I've been wearing, and tomorrow will be the last day, I've been wearing a little heart monitor for the last 2 weeks. I've been getting my heart monitored for the last 2 weeks. It was the heart monitor telling me that the battery on it was dead. I had to charge this temporary heart monitor that they're doing. It wasn't my iWatch, folks. So I had to laugh at myself. I forgot I had the damn heart monitor on. I'd been going places the last 2 weeks, and I'm out, and it would beep. And I'm like, oh shit, what's beeping? I forget I have it on. To me, it's no big deal that I have this thing on. I'm almost glad, and there it is. I'm almost glad it's like a little leech. I'm almost glad it's off. So to me, like I said, I just got to laugh at myself because I have truly forgotten that I've got this damn thing on. What'll be really funny is what the doctor tells me. So what happened on this day or that day? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Because there are
Lynn,
sometimes.
in my experience, if somebody's got something hooked up to my heart, I want to hear beeping. It's when you stop hearing the beeping, that's when you've got a problem.
Well, and then the funny thing is, I'm going places, and I'm like, I'm trying to see if the red mark's going on for the heart part, or if it's doing this or that. And I'm trying to do all weird things, and I'm trying not to be conspicuous with it. So I just got to laugh at myself because, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I've just learned to laugh at myself. That's all I could say. So anyhow.
Well, that would be confusing for me because that looks exactly like my Roku remote.
No,
so I'd be ripping it off my chest trying to change channels with it.
There it is. I know. I'm like, I kept pressing it going.
Well, I got to tell you, I had a heart problem, or back in my old days when drinking and too much bad living, and I'm clean and sober today, thank God. But during my bad times, I did a lot of damage, and my heart got a little messed up. I ended up in the hospital, and they couldn't get my heart rate down, and they did all this stuff. And so I was in the hospital, I think 4 days, maybe 5. I think probably 4. And the day I was supposed to leave, they said, well, we're going to take you downstairs. And I'm like, okay, to this gym. I'm like, all right. And then I got a doctor sitting there with a little paper tablet, and he's sitting there, and he gets me in the treadmill, and he goes, I want you to run. And he's got me all hooked up to all these machines and everything. And I'm like, what's going on here? And he goes, just run. And I start running on the treadmill, and after a minute, I'm like, what the hell? So I stop, and he goes, you got to keep. I said, wait a minute. First of all, you got to explain to me what you're trying to do here. And he goes, well, you came in, you were in arrhythmia, you had this going on with your heart and this going on with your heart. We wanted to see if we could recreate the event. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So you're telling me if I come in here because I was in a gang war and I got shot, that you would heal me, then bring me down here and shoot me again? I mean, that's basically the same kind of thinking. So I told this guy, I said, no, I'm not doing it. And he gave me a heart monitor. I wore it for like an hour, and then I got bored with it. And I don't do good at taking care of myself. But I don't understand why I would run on a treadmill after having a heart problem.
Oh man. But
To
I'll
me,
tell you,
I should get a sofa, a lazy boy, a bucket of fried chicken, and all the movies I want. That's how you recover from a heart problem.
well, and it was, yeah. Well, like I said, I just, it will be interesting to read my report card because I was supposed to write some things down and I didn't, but now it's like a trick. Okay, so tell me what you think you found out.
Yeah. Yeah, really.
Anyways, I'll
You
be
should
laughing myself.
mention these comments because these were good. Charles made this. Alan Ludden, talk about Hollywood romance. Alan Ludden and Betty White were married for so many years. She never remarried after he passed away in the early 80s, I think it was, like 1981 or something like that. And she still to this day loves him. As a matter of fact, she was asked in the actor's studio, they asked her, when you get to the pearly gates, what do you want to hear? And she says, I want to hear "Welcome, Betty. Alan's waiting for you."
Aww.
Yeah, I know, right?
I know.
Aww.
Yeah, that's like really sweet. Yeah, like I said, that's really sweet. Well, like I said, I mean, we all have expiration dates, and the one thing is that you can be happy to know that we can see her any time you want on video, and that's what I encourage everybody to make videos that will really soothe people that you leave behind. It's just super important. Videos and pictures are so important that that keeps memories going, and it just soothes you, like, oh, they're on a trip, they're here, or they're it's whatever helps you to
Yeah, but some
go.
people go a little overboard with the sharing of the videos and stuff, especially when they have kids. It's like, oh, look, little Timmy used the potty today, so we took a video of it and put it on
but
YouTube and Facebook.
But it is funny though, and it is really cool how you do enjoy at a funeral when you do see people's pictures when they were a baby. These are pictures that any other time you're like, I don't want to see somebody when they were a little baby. I don't want to see pictures of this or that. But isn't it funny that it takes them passing away that you want to see every little picture you can of them?
Yeah.
You know what
really.
I mean?
Really.
I mean, again, as we see it, right? The matter of perspective, right? Like all of a sudden you can't see it enough. Like, I kid you not, I did go to Hulu and I started watching Golden Girls. I ain't freaking kidding you.
Yeah. Well, I was watching Hot in Cleveland because she was so funny in that.
And because of Valerie Bertinetti, I'm sure. But
well, yeah. I got a crush on Valerie. Still do to this day. It's just my thing.
But again, that's what I mean. It's like all of a sudden, you just go back to these things to say, hey, she's right there. It's comforting, it's fun, and that kind of stuff, So let's see.
What Betty White heard at the pearly gates. What's the password? The password is.
Yeah, because he was on that, wasn't he? He was on there.
Alan Ludden was the host of Password, and she was on it quite a few times. And I believe that's where they met. Actually.
Yeah, that's what I hear. So no, so we need to find the humor in all things, because at the end of the day, humor brings positivity. It elevates you to the endorphins. It brings you to thinking more funny things, out of some traumatic things. That's why comedy works, because when it's funny and you're like, well, I got my ass beat too, but that is funny now, the ass beating ain't fun. But when you can think of, an ass beating and in a funny way, you're like, okay, it lessens the blow, so to speak, but it's not funny for somebody that's going through an ass whooping right that minute,
Absolutely. And I'm part of what I do for a living is I teach, and I go in and I run sessions, and I teach groups of people, and I always approach it with humor, because people learn more when they're laughing than they do when they're trying to focus.
Right.
Because if you're trying to focus on material or focus on an instructor, and half your brain is actually working to keep the focus, so only half your brain is listening. But when you're laughing, you're letting go of everything. It's no effort involved, and your brain is saying, give me more, because I love this. And so if you could find a way to transfer information through humor, you grab the people a whole lot better. And that's one of the things I try to do. because it's always worked for me. I've always preferred laughing to being serious, although I can be quite serious. I love to laugh, and
I
you
love
got to laugh at yourself.
I love to laugh too, but there was one time it was very inappropriate to laugh, and I got my ass chewed out for that. My brothers would decided to go down the stairs in a big my speakers box I got for Christmas, and they're going down the stairs, and my dad was in the den watching TV, and the noise was, you know, boom, 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 and my dad was like startled. My brother comes down and thinks like. My dad's there, like the headlights in the look. My dad's like, "What are you doing?" So he takes out the belt, starts hitting the box, and I thought it was funny. My brother gets away. My dad goes, "You think that's funny?" He starts coming with the belt to me. I'm like, "No, I guess it isn't freaking funny."
No,
Oh, well.
no.
So, and then we, you know, and that was funny because we pick on my dad, say, "Okay, Dad, ricochet strap," you know. Then once we started picking on him for that, he didn't pick up the belt anymore. You know, it's like, okay. So, you know, we picked on him for it. So
Yeah, that's kind of old school stuff.
yeah, exactly.
I think you go to jail if you use a belt now. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Oh,
You know,
again, but there was no internet back then either. But we did have a Commodore 64, and we were trying to learn how to program it, though. We just weren't fast enough back then.
Commodore 64. Like,
Sometimes there's a nervous laugh. Oh, shit, I live on nervous laugh. I think I invented a nervous laugh. Oh, here's my mama Sandra. Betty had the right attitude, and all the movies she did is just her being herself. That's how I see it. Yes, I would think
absolutely.
so.
Absolutely. That was
Absolutely.
one of the things that made Betty White so great is that even in character, she brought herself into the role so much that it's like you still knew it was Betty, but you didn't care. You didn't have to lose yourself in the character. You wanted Betty White to be the character. You wanted her to be that person.
Yeah.
When she would tell stories about St. Olaf, it's like part of you just believes something like that happened in her life because she's so genuine with what she did. And it's
Yeah.
because she just loved humor. And, you know, there's a lot of great people out there that just love humor, and we want to pass it on to you guys. Enjoy yourself. Make 2022 the year to laugh. Make it the year to laugh and have fun, people.
You know, this reminds me of something, Janet. Go ahead and read this, Scott, and I got a story to tell you.
Sometimes I hear people laughing and they get me laughing, but I have no idea what I'm laughing at. Absolutely. You ever walk in and they're like laughing at something and you just feel infectious and you start laughing with them? And then somebody tells you what the joke is and it turns out it's really inappropriate. Now you feel bad that you laughed at it.
Well, you know, I got a story about that, Scott, because I used to sell lingerie and adult toys and all that stuff, right? And what we would do is we would hi Michael.
Michael, what's up, brother?
What we would do is after I do a little we would talk about stuff and whatnot, and then we order in a different room for privacy. Well, when we'd be in the ordering room by ourselves, I'd sit there and be talking to them. Well, one night, one of the girls that hosted, she goes, "Lynn, everybody loves going in the room and ordering with you." And I go, "Why?" She goes, "They just love you." She goes, "You would be in there laughing so hard. Everybody's like, I can't wait to go in there and be with her." Right. And I'm like, oh my gosh, are they like laughing because they think that I'm laughing at what they are ordering? Because sometimes I was laughing at what they were ordering, but seriously, I didn't mean to laugh that loud, you know. And they're like, no, they just thought it was great. And I'm like, oh, good, because sometimes I was laughing, going, "Really? You want to order that? Okay."
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was fun.
I'll tell you what, it's perfectly fine. Just a little tip for everybody out there. It's perfectly fine to have a lingerie party in your home. It is not perfectly fine to invite a bunch of your guy friends over to hang out in Victoria's Secret. They don't like that. All right. just little tip for everybody. It's not okay to do that. I'm speaking from, experience.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Anyway, Betty White and the Mary Tyler Moore show was awesome. Absolutely. Everybody on that show was awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anybody left from that time from the Mary Tyler Moore. Ed Asner's gone, and Mary Tyler Moore passed away.
Yeah.
I think Ted Knight passed away, but I'm not positive.
Well, and I didn't realize that that Estelle Getty, I must have missed that one. But I mean, I guess Betty's the last one of the Golden Girls too.
Who is Stell Getty?
Yeah, no, Betty White being the last one of the Golden Girls as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Rue McClanahan? I guess yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Wow.
So she's the last one to leave the building.
See, it's so easy to get depressed because I just felt depression come over because all these people we used to love and watch are all gone. But
they live on because of TV.
They live on, and their laughter lives on, and the legacy that they left us, and the legacy we want to leave people is humor and kindness and love and all those things. And I hate to get all mushy and squishy and everything else, but I see so many people. I was flipping through YouTube because I've actually taken up art. I'm going to be painting with acrylics now, and I'm working on some pop art pieces right now. And I'm getting ready to do them. And, and I was flipping through, and there was one YouTube channel. It was like showing you how to paint this, showing you how to paint this. Then this random video about road rage, and it landed on there. And I was making a cup of coffee, so I didn't change it. And I'm watching this, and I'm like, are people entertained by watching other people just lose their minds? What is wrong with us that we find people losing their minds and getting angry and doing stupid? Why do we find that acceptable to watch?
Well, you see, okay, so I think this is it. Misery loves company. So those people that are miserable like to see other people miserable to say, hey, you want misery? Go find misery. Look, and either you could say the good news is the positivity is, look, they're more pissed than I am, and change the trajectory there. I want to say hi to Bob. Rob is really Bob. I want to say hi to him. And then
Rob Bob.
What's up,
Bob?
And then hi, Paul. Thanks for being here.
Paul says he sent you a funny clip from Betty White. We'll have to check that out later.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. So, so what I'm saying is I think that the problem is that, and that's what we need in this world is, we need to change what people are seeing. And we're by nature, we just always think negative. We always looking for the worst in everything. Like, good example, my dad just came back from Puerto Rico, and from Puerto Rico, the direct flight, they wouldn't allow you to carry anything on. You had to, check everything in. And he wanted to bring pasteles, which are they're plantains that are made with some meat. It's a Puerto Rican food thing. All right. And you freeze them and then you recook them. Well, he was bringing them back from my brother and him, and he's like, he tells me in his Puerto Rican accent, I was very mad because I was so mad that they didn't want to let me check this stuff in. And I said, Dad, well, you could have lied and you said, hey, I'm diabetic and I need that, to eat afterwards. He goes, no, but, and then he's like missing the joke, right? Because he's all serious and he's still really mad mode, right? Like, Dad, whatever. And then I said, but Dad, you got an option. I said, look, they say, Mr. Serrano, you can have the pasteles or you could stay 3 days in the airport. Which one do you want? Oh, take the pasteles, do whatever you want. I get on the plane and I go home. I said, there you go, Dad. I go, you see, now you can see it way better. He goes, oh, yeah, all those poor people that didn't get to leave the airport. And I feel real bad for them. I said, yeah, so stop bitching about your pasteles, okay? So I changed his attitude about that.
Because it may not have happened yet, but somebody has hidden an AK-47 inside a plantain. And that's why they will not let him on airplanes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
My goodness.
But the point I'm getting at is that, he really was very angry. And I said, really, Dad? I said, do you want that to be the problem, or do you want to be happy that you're the one that gets to get on the damn one flight to get back to Tampa, Florida? He's like, oh no, you're right. I said, so don't ruin it. Don't ruin it with that damn attitude. Somebody's always got it worse. And if you remember that, a matter of fact, last week when we were in the show and ISeen.com, I had a flood here with freaking water. My hot water thing went out. And what's funny is I thought I was bitching about my dog that my mom passed away 6 years ago, and the dog's getting incontinent, and she does have accidents, and I'm tired of freaking accidents, and I was putting pedal pads down and whatnot, and I'm like getting tired of that, right? Well, it got to a point where, okay, maybe the pedal pads are not as bad as your freaking hot water heater leaking all over the place, you know? So it's now like, oh, you poor thing. Now I got put another pedal pad down for that. Okay. Cause now I got, moldy wall that I got to deal with and all this other crap. Again, it could always be worse, people. Always worse.
It could always be worse.
And
Absolutely.
now, a week later, having hot water, holy crap. I feel like I live in a mansion now. I have hot water again. I took a cold shower. That was not fun. I got hot water. I feel very rich now.
That's
And when I used to go to Puerto Rico, my dad only had cold water, and it just brought me back to those chilly days.
You know, it's funny because I've made the shift. I prefer cooler showers to hotter showers. I like cold showers and stuff, just because living in Florida and everything, you get hot. And if you take a hot shower, you get out of the shower and immediately you start sweating. It's like this weird thing you do. But if I can't see now, I don't mind cold showers at all. But if I can't have a hot shower, I get upset. Even though I would not take one. But if that was taken from me, I would be upset about that. So I know we've had the power out here before because of hurricanes and different things that happen. And, I'd have to take cold showers, and it would really upset me. It would upset me because I don't have hot water.
But check this out. My new Ream hot water thing, I don't have to worry about that. It will always have hot water when the power goes out.
Why?
Because it's made that way now.
What's it run on batteries? Is it gas? It's gas.
It's gas, but still with the gas, for some reason, the way it was before, you still.
But
now it's all have up where I don't have to worry about if the power goes out.
3 years, no.
Rob
Bob, man. 3 years, no hot shower in the Philippines. God bless you, man. But if you're in the Philippines, you just jump in the ocean or something, right?
See, you got to find humor in everything, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I'll tell you what, I was very strategic when I took that shower though the other day. Holy cow. That's all I could say. But I found it very humorous. Yeah.
But anyway, the point again of the show is, we're coming out of a really horrible, it's not near the ocean. Sorry, buddy. It's coming out of the horrible 2020, 2021. Now we're into 2022. It looks like we're still fighting COVID. We still got this stuff going on. Politics are still a mess. You know what? Go out there and brighten somebody's day. Laugh at yourself. When you stub your toe, laugh about it. I mean, come on, just get over yourself, everybody. If we all start taking things so seriously, I mean, it's just too much. It's too much.
Yeah.
You got to enjoy yourself. Got to laugh a little bit. I'm going to be honest. I've been having a little depression about, living alone and some other things I got going on. And, the weight that I gained because, COVID, and then when I was sick, and then all these other things. And now it's like, and it wasn't that long ago. I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, like, why am I upset? Because if I wanted to change, I just go change it. If you don't like how you're looking, do something about it. If you don't like how you're feeling, do something about it. Don't sit on the sofa eating Pringles, watching soap operas, complaining that you're depressed. Get up and do something. And when I realized it's up to me, I get in here, I play my guitar, now I've got my paint sets and stuff, and I'm going to do that. I can go out and see music every night and go out and hang out with Gary and Tammy and my great friends and stuff. I can do whatever I want to do. Work is busy and it's a good thing, and I'm happy, but we get so into ourselves and so serious about everything that just people get sad,
Well, yeah. And, like I said, with this health issue stuff I got, I've been fluffy for a little time now, but I didn't realize that I've got lymphedema in my legs. So even though I kept losing weight all these years, I'd get really anorexic at the top of me, and I had swelling on the bottom of me from my waist down. I was like, what's going on here? And so I didn't realize I needed medical attention for the swelling. I had no idea. So
Right.
I got to realize that I should have, loved my fluffy self. And it's going to take a little while to get it kind of controlled. It's a condition I have, and I'm going to have to take care of it and whatever. But, the perspective is I should have just loved myself to begin with, because I was very critical about myself. I would exercise and everything, even though exercising I was putting more strain on my heart because I didn't realize what was going on with my body. So all I'm saying is having compassion with yourself and saying, when you are doing things and things aren't working right, you got to realize, well, maybe something's going on, but there's no point in complaining when you're going through different things in your life, and things are changing as we get older. But just find humor in it, saying, well, shit, once upon a time I could do it this way. It ain't working this way now. But there's also a blessing. I think when you have conditions or things that are going on, with your body or whatever, they're good signs to say, well, shit, I shouldn't be eating that way, or I shouldn't be sitting that long anyways, or I shouldn't be doing this. Those are good signs to say, hey, you should take care of yourself. These are another sign. Here's your sign to do something better. You've got to find humor. Right. You got to find humor in it and say, okay, the universe is telling me I got to do this shit this way and do that way, and like, it's like, you got another grandchild coming along. Maybe you should be around for it. Here's your sign. Yeah. And I'm talking to you, Scott.
Yeah, I know. I was talking about that the other day. It's like, okay, now's the time I actually want to live a little bit longer. But yeah. I'll tell you this, is just a quick thing of how humor can get us. I teach at a rehab. And so I go in and I help people with addictions and alcoholism and different things. And it's not full time. It's just something I do is to kind of give back. And it's something we do. Karen and I both, we try to give back as much as we can. But I went there on a Friday morning. I've been driving either my mom's car or Karen's car or somebody's car, because my car is being repaired right now. And my car is an SUV, and their car are little tiny cars. They're the little cars that just, feels like your ass is scraping. You hit a speed bump, you can feel it all the way up into your nostrils. It just hits you. Anyway, so I'm driving in this car, and I forget that I'm in this car, and I get to the parking lot at the rehab. Now, the rehab, they got cameras everywhere, and people are always watching because they don't want people escaping to go use drugs and stuff. So I pull into the parking lot, and I go to get out of this car, and I went to step down like I was getting out of an SUV, but the ground was like right there. So I actually, with a cup of coffee in one hand, the keys in the other, my vape in my third hand, I'm all loaded up, and I fall face first into the parking lot out of the car.
Oh, God.
And all I'm thinking is, I'm coming here to teach people about being sober, and they're in there watching me get out of this car and fall like on my face. And there was a time when I would have been like, I'm leaving. That's it. I can't. But I just started laughing. It was just so funny. Shit like that happens all the time.
Yeah.
We make mistakes. We say the wrong things. We do the wrong things. And maybe if we found a little more humor in ourselves, we might actually find a little more humor in others, that when they screw up or they make a mistake with us, we don't get so upset with them. Right. And we just kind of laugh it off as well.
And I want to go back to this comment that Rob Bob here said. Others can make you feel like crap and get them out of your life. But you know what? The ones that make you feel like crap, believe it or not, their life is crappier than yours, Bob. And that's why they're trying to bring you down. And the thing is you gotta realize you gotta bless those people and just realize that you're not the problem. They've got problems, and don't let them bring you down though. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's. But I wanted to acknowledge that and I know that. And some things can be embarrassing, but only if we let them. And that's true. We let our pride and our ego get to us too much. Yeah. And when we do that, that's not having grace. That's not being humility, having humility and being humble when we do that. And it might not sound like that at first, but when you think about it, you're like, yeah. So then, because one, we don't want to be like in our ego. When we realize that, and when we can be vulnerable and admit that we're embarrassed, we're like, it's okay to be embarrassed, because I'll tell you what, we feel bad when we see somebody fall. We don't feel embarrassed for them. We feel bad. We like, oh, so we don't say, oh, embarrassing. I really feel bad for them. I never think, oh, embarrassing. Do you? I mean, is that what you do?
No, you don't shame people. You don't make them feel bad.
So that's what I mean. So why would you go ahead and turn around and say to yourself, embarrassing? Think about that. You got to stop that double standard with yourself and with others.
We spew so much shame and guilt and horribleness on ourselves.
Yeah.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. The biggest bully you're going to meet in your life is not the guy going after your lunch money. It's you. It's when you look in the mirror and you beat yourself up, or you beat yourself down for not being perfect or not doing this. If everything you're going to do in your life, you're only going to do the things you're perfect at, you're going to miss out on a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, there's two things in life you need to be perfect at. Breathing is one, you know, and skydiving is the other. Those are the only two things you have to be perfect at. Everything else, you can make mistakes. It doesn't matter. We lost you.
Yeah.
There you go.
I thought my dog was going to bark. You know, that's why I said, I think, you know, going a perfectly good plane, I think always a good idea to have a parachute on would always be great. I feel that would definitely help somebody that's paranoid about being on a plane.
What? Wearing a
Having
parachute?
Yeah, on a perfectly good plane.
I don't think that's, I think that's actually the opposite, because now you're thinking they're prepping me because this plane is going to actually have a problem.
I'm saying if you got an issue about a plane going down, right?
Yeah.
If I had an issue about a plane going down, I'd want to have one of those things on there in case it goes. I'd want to be first at a door or exit area, so you know you can let go.
I'm always the guy that's like that, like in case of a water landing, and I'm like, well, don't do a water landing then, you know. Now, why don't you? Because you're not talking about a water landing. You're talking about a water crashing. There's two different things here.
Finding humor and everything. That's what I'm saying, folks. Screw the oxygen mask. Let me sit next to the emergency exit thing, so that when the thing goes out, I can let the door out and let myself out. Let the person next to me take care of everybody else on the plane.
Well, I love how they always do it. Yeah, they do that. You sit in the exit row. Are you going to be willing to open this door and let people out? I'm like, no. Actually, I'm thinking that if we crash, I'm going to block the door so nobody can leave.
And I was going to say, well, but ma'am, I'm going to say next time, but ma'am, only after I use my oxygen mask to help myself first.
I'll tell you what. Charles Coachman is 1-1 with skydiving survivals. That's good. Because if you were 0-1, Charles, you wouldn't be on the show with us today.
Have you seen him on the neck brace though? I wonder about that one.
Oh, he wears a neck brace?
No, he wasn't. He had some neck surgery.
I didn't see him when he had that.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, he had neck surgery.
I've seen some of his shows though. He can
Nobody
be. I like his knowledge of music.
Yes, he is awesome.
He knows almost as much as I do.
I-95 is horrible.
Oh, I-95 is, yeah. Nobody uses blinkers now. No. Listen, you're taking your life in your hands every time you leave the house. You're taking your life in your hands every time you think that, well, I know it's past the expiration date, but what the hell, I'll eat the yogurt anyway. You're taking your life in your hands always.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Not everybody's going to hit 99 like Betty White. Not everybody's going to have that kind of, and Lynn, you've pointed out before, sometimes you just don't know how much time you got.
No.
So why would you waste every Monday of your life complaining about it being a Monday?
Yeah.
Do you realize if you complain about Mondays for 10 years, you will have spent, for 7 years. No, I got to do the math.
52 weeks, 52 weeks in a year.
No. If you complain about your Mondays every day for 7 years, or every Monday for 7 years, you will have spent a full year complaining. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
If you complain about Mondays, every Monday you complain about Mondays and you're sick about Mondays and you hate Mondays.
For 7 years.
That means after 7 years, one whole year of that 7 years has been spent complaining.
Right.
Think about it that way.
Makes sense.
We think it's just pissing away one day, but one day adds up, and then it's another day. Next thing you know, you're sitting around and you're saying, I should not have wasted that time.
Yeah.
And by the way, I think we have figured out you and I should never try to do math on this show. Because every time we try to do math or figure out dates, we screw it up. That's the college calling. I want our degrees back. You guys don't know shit about math.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I hear you. No, I know we definitely on this show, we definitely don't keep track of time or
we don't do math.
Calculator. No, we don't do math. Yeah. We're just still live here.
I'm still counting on my fingers to,
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. But stop complaining, people.
Yep.
Start having fun. If you're not having fun in your life, look to the one person who's ruining it for you, and that's you.
Yeah. And it is hard, especially when you start the concept of, what do you mean everything starts with me? When you have that way of thinking, it's really hard for you to accept everything in your life that has started and ends with you. That's half the problems we have in this world are people won't accept the blame that starts with them, and we can't change that, but what we can do is start getting a community of like-minded people. And when you get like-minded people that have compassion for the ignorant people in the world, and we're all ignorant about something. Some people don't like to know, but we are all ignorant. Means is that you don't know something about something. Okay, so we're all ignorant. But when you can't admit that you're ignorant about something, you might want to start there.
It's a good thing to know what you don't know.
Right.
It's a really good thing. I've had people in my life that know everything about everything. And it's like the guy cutting your lawn.
No,
and
I don't know.
He finds out that you're having brain surgery, and he's like, "Well, here's what I would do. You're cutting my lawn. Shut up. I don't want to hear it from you." I don't want somebody who knows it. I want people who question things and want to know and want to learn, and who have learned a whole lot and said, "There's always more. I want more." That's where your life is fulfilling. Sometimes just don't say anything. Yeah. Well, we would do that. We would do that, Janet, but then it would be an awfully quiet show.
Absolutely.
Lynn and I are just going to sit in silence. You guys go ahead and chat amongst yourselves. All right. No.
Yeah. Right.
Anyway.
But seriously, it's one of those things. If we take ourselves lightly, and there's a lot of material within ourselves to laugh about ourselves, that you don't have to pick on anybody else but yourself. Yeah. Let me see. Here we go. Learn to keep quiet. Yeah. You know what? It is nice to learn to keep quiet, but again, it's humorous when we share our vulnerable things, because once you start doing that, other people feel like they resonate with you. You are human,
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, you sat on the toilet and you farted at the same time. Wow, you're human.
Right.
Like, wow, you said that on a show. You're human. Like, I mean,
just be. Just be. Be.
Yeah,
Stop.
it is. And
I want to go back. Bob said something earlier about people who kind of like hurt you and make it hard on you and give you crap.
Yeah.
And you said it well. You said, you got to look upon them with some sort of like almost apathy or not apathy, but empathy for. If I have negativity coming out of me, it's coming from a place of negativity. Mm-hmm. Negativity does not come from positive. I can't be a positive person and spew negative things at people. I can't be a happy person and spew hate. I can't be a loving person and spew shame and guilt and all those things. You can't do that. If you're spewing negative stuff, it means you got that negative stuff within you. It's born within you. So when somebody starts coming at me and they're that miserable and they're trying to hurt me, I'm just thinking how much they're hurting inside themselves. And all I can think is just smile, man. Just smile, relax, laugh, have a good time. Stop living this way. It's horrible.
What I've found as a blessing is when I'm like, I may get in my bitching mode and I say, I'm venting about something, but when somebody shares their thoughts and they're venting back negative stuff, it really helps me stop in my tracks and say, whoa, they really have an issue with this topic. And it stops me and it lets me reflect on them, that this is really a hot topic for them, and that this is something that, wow, I had no idea how, strong of a thought or a problem this is for someone else. And I realize then I can check myself in that level, wow, it's not that bad, and it shakes you from realizing we take everything so, I love the 4 agreements, don't take everything so personal, and be impeccable with your words, because what you speak of someone else, it's a boomerang. You throw those darts at someone else, it's only reflecting on yourself. It's going to come back to you tenfold. And that's where I tell people, when I hear the venom and the wish that they have against somebody else, I'm like, whoa, stop. You don't know what you're throwing back at yourself. And I can't stop people from doing that. But when I see people like condemning themselves or being like that, it's like seeing an accident in slow motion. I mean, I see what's, it's really, really, it's a very, very hard thing to see.
Absolutely. So we got to wrap this up. I mean,
Yes,
we've
we
been going
do.
on
We
and
do.
on, but I'm going to ask people to do this. The next time that you find yourself looking for your keys while they're in your hand, laugh at yourself. The next time you go looking for your glasses and they're on top of your head, laugh at yourself. The next time you go to rub your eye and you accidentally smash your glasses into your own face because you forgot you're wearing them, laugh at yourself. Okay? The next time you walk into a room and then have absolutely no idea why you walked into that room, and you just kind of like go in circles until you're hoping something will spark a memory, laugh at yourself. Just do those things. Laugh and have a good time. The next time you take a pen out of the cups you always have in the kitchen with all the pens in them, and you take a pen out and you go to write and there's no ink, and then you take that pen and put it back in the cup so that next time you'll do the same freaking thing. Laugh at yourself. We're silly. We're crazy. We're unbelievably full of shit most of the time. Just laugh. Enjoy yourself. I swear we could all make it to 99 like Betty White did.
And you know what? If you can really laugh at yourself, you do stuff like this and you look at it and hopefully you laugh at yourself. Something like this.
Scott Jones here, and do you love a...
No.
Hello, big boy. How? Or you do stupid things like that. Or I do crazy. See, just being goofy, people. Just being goofy, being silly. That's what we're talking about. Just go and do it. Be human, laugh at yourself. That's right. That's right.
The greatest power we have to connect with another human being is laughter. The greatest power we have to get over hard times is laughter. The greatest power we have to help another human being is to lend your humor. That's the greatest power we have as human beings is our laughter, because laughter is love. Laughter is joy. Laughter is all of that. So please keep laughing.
And you know what? It's so universal. You can communicate that in any language.
That's right. That's right. It's not like somebody laughs and you're like, oh, I didn't understand. Was he laughing in Spanish? I don't speak Spanish. I'm sorry. Was he? Oh, see, that was just wrong. What the hell was that? What was that supposed to be?
It was a Puerto Rican slice, a spicy.
Oh, you just took it to the wrong level there.
No, I didn't. No, I put extra when I talk to my cousins.
I mean, it's not like Germans like, jawohl, ha, ha, ha. No, I mean, we all laugh the same way, right?
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
It's universal, absolutely universal,
absolutely.
And it's love. It is love.
Absolutely.
Laughing is love.
Absolutely. Well, you stay right there, Scott. Thank you guys so much. We love you guys. I hope you got some value out of here. If anything, just laughing at us. And as we see it, we wouldn't be here without you guys. We love you. We look forward to seeing you guys next week. And have a good one. We're going to
love and hugs. Love and hugs.
That's right. Loves and hugs. And we're going to play that little video again.
Grab your friends, find your enemies and make amends, and we'll meet in the middle. Take the pride and set it aside. My hands will build